Hey, Shalom, welcome to Rakam Bakapashim, Jimis London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chachadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole that's pushing his truth in all sincerity. Back again with another video. I had this tweet, brother posted up in the chat. Obviously, this is something that happened a few days ago. What was the date on this? It's what's been going on in Pakistan recently. Can't see a date. Okay, 10th of May. So that's, a couple of days ago, whatever. The turmoil in Pakistan, uprisings and all that kind of stuff, man. And it just shows you, you know, pursuing to these prophecies in the scriptures where the whole world is just going to fall apart, right? This is exactly what's happening, man. It's not just, obviously we teach about Esau and, his kingdom and that, but all these kingdoms of the earth, man, these prophecies are going to affect all nations, man, because the Lord is judging all nations, man. The Lord isn't coming to deliver the other nations. They're going to be destroyed, right? So turmoil is going throughout the whole earth, man. Okay, and like I said, it's all going to culminate in the Third World War and this total, anarchy in the earth, man, chaos, right? And this is why through this chaos, Esau, at the beginning with his elites, they believe they can use their chaos to their advantage to bring in their MOTB, man. Okay, the C-hip, and have the world adopt all of that because of the world is going to be in a extremely bad place. So it's all orchestrated, and ultimately it's all the spirit of the Lord creating all these, issues and problems in the earth, man. All right, but I'm gonna read some of this. I'll read this and just grab some scriptures, man. Looks like there's some footages in that, but this is a breaking uprising in Pakistan. We know what we know so far. It says former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan was arrested and taken into holding in Islamabad. All right, so they arrested the former Prime Minister. Apparently since this since this moment, some people have dubbed it illegal or whatever. Some are reporting that was a capture by a US-backed coup government, right? And hey, wouldn't put it past them, right? We're not exactly gonna know the ins and outs of what's actually going on in there. But it wouldn't be the first time that Esau America is involved in these types of things, right? So yeah, wouldn't put it past them, right? So subsequently, the majority of the population supporting him turned to mass protests. So the Pakistan is protesting and going crazy right now. So the unconfirmed reports state that almost all military bases and many government buildings in Pakistan were attacked, and the army command has fled the country. So their country's in disarray right now, man, and it's crazy. But like I said, this is all part of prophecy. All these kingdoms are falling apart, and it's just a matter of time for this whole world collapses, man. Okay, and plunges into darkness, right? So his current PM Sharif also fled to London. He had to run. The current Prime Minister had to run. He feared for his life. So the internet and mass communication shut off as authorities prep for more unrest, right? So that's a thing that they can do. We all know this. In times of unrest, chaos, or whatever, they can shut down the access to the internet. We know they're gonna, right? That's why there's gonna be a famine of the word, because they ain't gonna want this truth getting out anymore. Brothers are gonna be performing miracles out here, man, and they ain't gonna really want that to be widespread. So they'll take those down, man. They'll stop your access to the internet, and then there'll be the famine of the word, and you either got this truth or ain't got this truth at that point. And you're gonna have to deal with it. A lot of you guys are gonna start bugging out, man, because access to the truth is gonna be scarce. All right, and this is why we tell you, man, to get this while you can. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Right? This ain't time to be bullshitting. Right? There's not much time left in this world, man. This world is all falling apart, and you don't want to be left out there knowing that you could have possibly received this truth. Right? We know the elect are gonna receive this truth, so the elect ain't gonna worry. But you're gonna be thinking that, well, I could have done this, I could have done that. Well, you might feel like that at that point in time, but if you're the one of those that are left out there and not knowing what the hell's going on, and you're just out there, then Ain't nothing you could have done, man, because the Lord didn't choose you, man. That's why He left you out there, because He kept you hard headed. All right, but it's important, and if you if you want to, try and avoid this, man, you better get right with the Lord, man, and pray the Lord have mercy upon you, man, and give you this truth. All right. Anyway, it says implications are vast. Pakistan is on its way to de-dollarization. Oh, yeah, they don't like that, right? So ditching US dollar to buy Russian oil, right? So they're being linked to with Russia, and obviously that's is a stated enemy of America and the West, right? So that's a no go for them. They don't want them doing that, right? And this is what America do. They go around threatening people and sanctioning people when they don't do what they want them to do. So yeah, it wouldn't be surprised that this kind of orchestrated by them all, right? It says Khan has refused to sanction Russia. Pakistan is a nuclear country that's had historically unstable relations with India, right? So they're just playing each other off. Let's see, because oh, okay. It's not nice. So and the whole world is going to shit. Right, so we're gonna grab the scriptures, right? This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right? And these scriptures are full of prophecies, right? Speaking about the end times and what we expected to see and to wait for, right? And this great turmoil in the whole earth is part of that, man. This isn't just randomly happening. This is all because of the word of the Heavenly Father. Right? There hasn't been a time like this since there was, like everyone was saying about the end times, but things are always going on, like war, rumors of wars and stuff like that, man. But it has never been like this. Globally, it hasn't been like this. And Esau is moving on a global front to, trying to control the people, man, through these organizations that he put up. It says, Thou shalt understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, which is in forms of judgment. Okay, these signs, right? So therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars in the people of the world, right? The people are in uproar around the world. There's nothing but protests going on all over the earth. I say people are setting shit on fire. The earthquakes, people dying. Right? It's all happening simultaneously, man. A whole bunch of stuff's happening simultaneously. Pestilences, So then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? Because it's all been prophesied. The Lord had already spoke it all, and that's why it's coming to pass. Right? In the Lord's time, right? For light as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end. The Lord made this time, right, to have a beginning, and he made it to have an end. There's an end point to this era that we're living in. Right? This aeon, this age that we're living in. There's an end point. The Most High is in control of the end point, the beginning and the end point. After this is the beginning of the kingdom of heaven. With our Lord Yahweh Shai, there's going to be a new beginning. Right? Only difference is it's not going to have an end point. That's going to continue forever, man. But, it's going to have a beginning. But for new beginnings, has to come an end of something else. The thing prior, which is this kingdom right now. So the end is happening. We're at the end point. Okay? It says, for light, all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. See, it's manifesting. It's coming to pass now. Right? The cycle of events is coming to an end, right? So even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. right? So faith is what's ultimately going to save us in these last days, man, when this whole place is gone crazy. All right, because there's no real way, the sort of evil that's going to come upon the earth. There's no real way a man really should survive, right? And people might put things down to luck and stuff like, you go to war, you expect to die, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't die, you come back, you might say, oh, you were lucky. Part of that is luck. But ultimately, it's really the Most High. The Most High, not everybody's marked for death, right? So the Most High have people survive and to continue for the Most High's purpose, whatever that may be, right? So to survive this, we're gonna have to have faith, man, and it ain't gonna be by luck that we survive. It's gonna be through faith, right? Because every man's faith is gonna be tested in these days, man. I'm speaking on the Israelites, right? We're gonna be assessed by our faith, and those that have faith, man, we're gonna be saved. We're gonna be kept safe, or relatively, right, through all of this, man. Right, but the rest of our people are going to be destroyed, man. And concerning other heathens, yeah, a lot of you are going to die. Some of you are going to survive because you need to be kept around to build the kingdom, right? To be kept as slaves. So you're not all going to die. So you might think of it, oh, we're lucky, we got lucky, we escaped out of this situation, alive and that, but you're not really. The Most High is just preserving you to have, because He got use of you. That's it. Nothing to do with luck. So the verse 8 shall be preserved from the said perils, okay, those with faith, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning, who are the Israelites. The Lord sanctified the Israelites. All right, made special, made holy. Okay. This is Matthew 24, verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Let me read up. Verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us when these things shall be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming? How shall I going to return at the end of this world, of this kingdom, of this age, right? And he's going to mark the beginning of the next. Okay? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? The world is in a bad place. And I know people out here don't really want to believe that everything could end as they know it. Usually, like when we go back through history now, we look at these empires that came around, usually the focus is on the empire and how long that empire lasts, right? Technically, Esau's running the earth right now. Okay, Pakistan has nothing to do with Esau's kingdom per se, right? Even though he has dominion over it ultimately, right? But everywhere in the earth is failing. Every nation is failing. It ain't just Esau's, technically Esau's kingdom. All these nations are failing. All these nations are having the same problem as everybody else, man. To less or more greater or lesser extent. Because the Lord is crushing them all. Right? This whole world is gonna go down. That's a sign. It ain't just one nation or one collective. It ain't just Europe or it's everything. Everything's coming to an end. That's why when Yahushua returns, he's going to take the crowns of the nations, man. He's going to take their dominion away from them, their rulership. All right. Verse 4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And this is what we're surrounded by right now, the wars and rumors of wars. We know what the ultimate war is supposed to be, right? And we're just waiting for that day to come. Everything up until that point is the wars and rumors of wars. Because, they talk about the war to end all wars, with the World War III with Russia and America. Well, that's coming. And it will be the last war. Or the aftermath of that war will be the end of it. Because Yahweh Shai are going to clean up. And the angels are going to clean up these nations, man. And that's what we wait for, man. So it might sound, repetitive, and you might feel like, oh yeah, but you guys have always been saying that, and people have always been saying that throughout the ages, and blah 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 blah. Well, in the end, right, let me get that. Let me get that. In the end, it shall speak, okay, and not tarry. All right, Habakkuk 2 verse 3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." Right. So yeah, of course, it's a prophecy. So yeah, it's not going to happen necessarily in the time that we say it, in the day or the week or the month or the year that we say it. But we know the signs are all there. We know it's coming. Okay, you just got to be patient, man. Have faith and believe that. But everything is moving towards that occasion, that moment. Right. So for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. So you might be able to gainsay now, nothing's happening, and it's was things are going to continue the way they've always been. Well, you can believe that. That's fine. Get until the end comes, and then what you gonna say then? You can't say anything. Okay, you've been caught up in it. All right, it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Okay, so we're just simply waiting. Okay, watching everywhere just be broken down bit by bit. The Lord doing His thing. So yeah, back in Matthew 24 verse 6, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation." Okay, that's what's happening, right? What's it? Obviously, Russia, Ukraine, U.S. or Europe, Russia, China, Taiwan, U.S., China. They're all getting in the midst of it. Pakistan's getting involved. Well, it's been what's that word? It's being drawn in with it. If it's true, if it's a US coup, well, obviously they're attacking Pakistan to do with Russia. It's all these things are going on, right? On a more subvert level at the minute, but it can't stay like that. Okay. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences." Okay, we've experienced a little bit of those, man, but those things are already going to get worse. "And earthquakes in diverse places." Okay, we've seen that going on recently too, but earthquakes are always going on. Okay, they're not all getting reported on, but they're always going on. So all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So things will only are only going to get worse, right? You people think things are somehow going to get better. That's not the outlook of the world right now. Okay. In 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 14, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes." Right. So I said, we're seeing what's going on. They're arresting PMs and prime ministers and this kind of stuff, man. They're obviously, not giving a damn. Right. And it's hard to contain the people, contain the order. Is what they call anarchy. But that's something that's going to be prevalent in all these countries, man. Okay, it's just happening in some places before others. Here in Britain, people are protesting, but people are not really, going ham on it. They're not frustrated enough, let's put it that way, to be doing all the crazy stuff. But it'll come. It'll come. Then French, man, they be doing stuff like that, man. But the tensions are going to be, going to become even higher, and they're going to be doing more destructive acts, more violent acts. It's going to come. All right. So there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right. And so they're going to have to lock people in these cities. Control their movements. That's why they want to introduce 15-minute cities and that kind of stuff. You're just easier to manage like that. Just stick a bunch of people in a 15-minute radius or diameter or whatever, man, and manage it all like sheep, like in pens. You know what I mean? In folds. That's easier to manage like that. That's what Esau wants to do. Right? It says, for their pride, sorry, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with a sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So right now, you could say that, some of these people are together, united front against tyranny, or, whatever, if you want to say in it, basically, but, against governments and all that kind of stuff. But the people are going to turn on each other. That's how bad things are getting. The people are going to, go from this unified state to a disunified state. Ain't nobody going to be unified, pretty much. And they're going to turn on each other because hunger is going to prevail against them, right? And everybody's going to go down to the base elements of men, right? Everyone's going to look out for themselves and theirs. Protect what's theirs. They're not going to give a damn about humanity. You're not going to give a damn about you and what you got, unless they can take it from you. They're not going to care. Everyone's going to be fending for themselves, man. So they're going to turn on each other to survive. Survival of the fittest mode. And people are going to do whatever they need to do to, what they think they need to do to accomplish that. So if you've got to die, your family's got to die, your children have got to die, they're going to do that. Yeah, man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Great tribulation is coming to this place. Okay? This is Mark chapter 3, verse 24. It says, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. What's happening? All these kingdoms are being divided. The politics in these countries and all these countries, man, is all messed up. No one can agree. A lot of these governments can't even make a whole government. They got to do what do they call that, man? They got to share their power with another party because they can't make up the numbers adequate enough to have a whole party rule the country. A lot of these countries are fragmented, and that pursues to concerning Europe and that kind of stuff, America and that NATO, with Daniel's interpretation of the dream in Daniel's second chapter. Let me just quickly get that. Say down there somewhere. Yeah. Alright, Daniel 2:41 says, whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, which is the end of the kingdoms of the earth, the kingdoms of the heathen, right? So whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. Okay, they're divided. They're not unified. They can't agree on nothing, man. Esau's brought in so much bullshit. It's dividing everybody, man. So much confusion. Okay, the people are divided, right? So, but there shall be in it strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. So, Esau still has the power in terms of his military might, because he spends the most on the weapons, right? Because that's his blessing, all right? But they're fragmented, they're not unified, right? Verse 42, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Okay, this place is really broken, man, but it's been held up by, Esau's military, essentially. Whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, even as iron is not mixed with miry clay. Right? So like I said, they don't stand unified, they can't agree, and people are just doing what they want to do, man. So back in Mark 3:24, it says, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And that's why they're all going to fall. Right? And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Right? And that's something Esau's been attacking globally, the unit of the household, man. Okay, the mother, father, and children. Esau's been destroying all of that, man. That's why, there's no solidarity, man. in families, and they're all being deceived by this devil, man. You know, verse 26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. So Esau's kingdom as a whole has an end because I say it ain't unified, man. It's Isaiah 14:6. So he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth, right? So if it's true, and the US have gone in and done this, or back this coup, all these scriptures we speak about Esau rings true. Because what the hell he got to do anything in Pakistan, man? Leave them alone. But no, Esau don't leave people alone. Esau interferes with everybody, man. He interferes with everybody, man. When they're not playing to his tune, he interferes, man. And your country's not safe, right? It ain't safe. So he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, you ain't safe, man. He was always fucking with everybody. So he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered, right? So Esau gonna get his, man. America's gonna be destroyed in front of the whole world. And I'll close out on this. In Revelation chapter 6 verse 4, it says, and they went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, right? So he out here taking peace from the earth. That's why his place ain't peaceful. If you're behind the coup, then just look at it. He causing turmoil, man. It ain't peace. But Esau goes around like he's trying to promote peace, that he's trying to make the world a better place. But they're fucking with these countries, man. Causing them to set fire to shit. And the rest, rest of their countrymen and the prime ministers and stuff, man. You don't promote peace. You promote death. You promote war. Because that's what you're blessed with. You're blessed with the sword. You're the red horse. They went out another horse that was Edom. That's what it's Edom, right? Edom is red. As the scripture tells you, right? Yeah, it's Edom, it's Esau. He was blessed with the sword, and that's what he's doing with it. He's putting it to good use to take peace from the earth, to create this stability in the earth, if that's how you say it. To destabilize the earth. That's what he's doing. But all that has to come to an end, man, because the earth can't run like that. It can't run the way Esau runs things. So ultimately, it's going to come to an end, man. Kala Yabashim Yawashai. Because this place needs to go. But with that, I'm gonna end it there. Lord, was edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So the next time I say Shalom.